In this video, we're going to show you how to install the transmission mount on your Jeep Grand Cherokee located at the tail end of your transmission. We have to remove this splash guard right here. There's normally 4 13mm bolts holding it in place. Let's go ahead and loosen these and remove them. On the front side, we only have one, the other one is missing. If you have two, remove them both. Got to remove the cover and set it aside. Using our 15mm, we're going to go ahead and loosen both of these nuts here. Now we're going to use our pull jack underneath our transfer case here. Our transfer case is secured to our transmission. And what we want to do is gently just, once it makes contact, give it a little, just to support it. We're not jacking this up and away anywhere. We want to support all of this here. So when we remove the transmission mount here, the cross member, the weight is on the jack and not on the mount itself. Use our 16mm socket, remove these 4 bolts holding this side of this bracket. Now on this little bracket right here, you're going to loosen and remove this bolt. On the passenger side of our cross member here, we have 3 bolts. Using your 16mm, go ahead, loosen and remove these. We're going to do the same on the other side. Be prepared that this bracket will now start to lower and drop down out of the way. All right, go ahead and lower this down and set it aside. Using a 15mm socket, there are 3 bolts holding the mount to the transmission. Take our new mount, line that up, and we're going to get our bolts started by hand first. Once we have these 3 in, let's go ahead and run them down. When we are not going to tighten them with the impact gun. Go ahead and torque down our transmission mount bolts to 45 foot-pounds. Just going to bring our transmission cross member up into place. And to make this nice and easy, we're just going to throw on the 2 nuts on the transmission mount itself. And this will hold us up there while we get the other bolts installed. Now you can install either the driver's side or the passenger side bolts into the cross member. Doesn't matter which side you get started. You just want to get them started first. Get them in a few threads. Once we get all of our bolts in, we'll come on back later and snug them all down. And now we'll install the bolt for the cross brace. Have to make sure that our bolts aren't too tight where we have the adjustability coming in. Now in the center here on the transmission mount area, we actually have marks on the cross member, and this is how we're going to line this up. So we can see right where the nuts were rested before. So we're going to line this up, and then we'll tighten down those two center bolts. Now just snug those down. Let's go ahead and tighten down the perimeter bolts. Torque these bolts down to 45 foot-pounds. And then torque down these nuts here to 35 foot-pounds. Install our other support bracket over here. We have 4 bolts for this. Torque down these to 45. Now that we have everything installed, we can lower our jack here. And remove that and set it aside. Install your splash shield. Now we have 4 bolts that are used to secure this cover here. We're missing one of ours, so we're going to install the 3 that we have. Let's go ahead and snug those down. Now this is just a plastic shield. I'm just going to snug these here gently. have your fourth bolt, go ahead and tighten that down. And at that point there, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.